Hello and welcome to a showcase and a playthrough of a game called the Raubvogel, which kind of on English means bird of prey. So some year ago, I think, or a few years ago, I made a game called Lone Panzer, and it was a really simple game that used like really small number of components, and then I proceed to make some other games like following that same structure, like game about a war game, but it represents like struggle of a really small team, or either of crew members of a tank or of whatever it is, some kind of vehicle. It's a strictly single player game, and after that I made two more games which are not yet finished because they actually became quite large. One even gained a campaign, so I kind of stopped there because my objective was to, as I said, make a really small game with small number of components. So this is one of them which I made lately, and it's kind of based on fiction, but it is a war game like set in the World War II, but it's kind of fictional what if scenario. Let me talk about the scenario. So war is basically ending. It's the 1945. Hitler is dead, and his last command was to try to destroy his enemies. One of those commands basically reactivated a very secret society which was building his super weapons in so much secrecy that no one actually knew about it, and they actually built this plane here, a Horten H-18, but this has like a little R on the end, which is the project, the Raubvogel, like bird of prey. So it is a prototype weapon, and it even carries an atomic bomb. So in this game you are gonna be 6 members of this crew members of this prototype aircraft carrying the atomic bomb, trying to get to the New York and drop the bomb on the New York. That's your mission, and it's kind of a suicide mission because although this looks like a plane that is like really ahead of its time, it's bugged with all kind of problems. It's not fully tested, and during a flight you're gonna have problems with the plane. It's gonna break a lot. Stuff's gonna break, and your pilots also like almost children that are not trained, and they stress really easily, and it's a kind of a mission that is doomed to fail unless you actually manage to do that. Alright, so let's see the components of this game. So it uses only one board, which is like a A3 format, small board, and I listed all the components here, so I didn't want to put them in the bags like when I'm making these mods for Tabletop Simulator, so you can actually see what all consists of these components. So there are already some cubes on the board which you use to track various things. There are 5 of them here, one like a little piece to know where are you moving, and all of these cubes are used either to represent damage or destruction of the various aircraft parts, some tokens when your crew members get wounded or dead, a deck of cards, some cubes for the stress, and these special actions you can do only once per game. So let me set up the game, and I'm gonna then explain the rest, and we even gonna play a bit. So at the beginning of the game you have to choose which of those two trajectories, or let's call them paths, toward the New York you want to take. There is one longer but a bit safer path, and one shorter but more dangerous path, and this is reminiscent to the Lone Panzer, where you also have like 2 paths to choose from. So at the beginning of the game we have to choose which path we're gonna follow. So for this playthrough I'm gonna choose the shorter but more dangerous path, just to see how it's gonna go. So that's this bottom path here. So first thing we need to do is check how many of these red circles we have on this pad, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna take this little deck of 9 cards with these interceptor wing cards. We're gonna shuffle them so we don't know which 6 we're gonna take. You're gonna take 6 random cards from it, and the rest we're gonna set aside. It's gonna not be used in play. And then you're gonna shuffle these interceptor cards into this deck here, which consists of 36 cards, which has all kind of events that can activate during the game. So I'm gonna put that together, shuffle that, and that's gonna make a deck of cards with events. And you're probably not gonna play with all of them, but you always use all 36 together with those 6 that I just shuffled in. If I have chosen the other path, which has like less of these red circles, I would get only, as you can see, 4 of these interceptor cards. So we shuffle the deck, then we set all these cubes to their starting position. So detection track starts on the bottom. Attacks, well, they don't start, you don't have any attacks or passes. Yes, I'm going to explain that later, so you can put the cubes just nearby like this. And your starting speed of the aircraft is 200 kilometers per hour, and you are below 1,000 feet. You basically just, you know, gaining altitude and speed as you as you coming out from a secret you know, facility in Germany, somewhere in Germany. All right, the other thing you need to do is get 3 random malfunctions of your aircraft, because as I said, it is a prototype aircraft, it's not working really well, and you're gonna have some malfunctions right from the start. And let me show you what parts can actually malfunction. This is a damage table here. I lack a little table which explains in details how these damages affect your gameplay, but I have everything here on my book written down, so, and I'm gonna import that later on when I actually make that table. So these are the parts we have. We have this atomic bomb, which can actually be damaged. It's here. Bomb release system, radar, machine gun turrets, 4 of them, which kind of expand here on your crew members, and each turret is kind of separate. Then we have a jet engine, 6 of them, hydraulics, radio, cockpit, oxygen, electrical system, radar, and fuel tank. And these yellow ones also expand in like cockpit. There are 2 positions that can be hit. Jet engine also has 6 positions. We have the maximum altitude we can get is 15,000 meters, and speed is kilometers per hour, that's 900. But you will notice that some of them are actually marked. So to be able to get to this speed, all my 6 engines must be operative, so not damage. And if I don't have all my 6 engines, you know, working, I cannot get this speed. And the more speed you have, it's going to be completely harder or completely impossible for the Allies to intercept your airplane. Similar thing for the altitude. The more altitude you have, same thing, that you're gonna avoid those interceptors quite easily. Now 9,000 here is marked because if you lose oxygen, this is where you're gonna basically get down with your airplane to 9,000, and then you will not be able to go up anymore without oxygen system. All right, detection track actually it corresponds to these like radar sites. You can see these like little circles, and the more it rises, the more attacks and passes airplanes are able to do. So you'll see how that works. And this is where we actually track how many attacks and how many passes each attack has. The game uses D10 and a D6 dice for rolling, which is kind of used similarly in the Lone Panzer. We have 6 crew members here. The numbers above their heads are basically how many stress they can take. You want to keep the stress down. Stress is shown by these little cubes, so we just place the cube over the crew member. And if more than 4 of your crew members exceed their stress, the mission is aborted. They're just gonna return to base. They're not gonna carry on the mission. They change their mind. So the stress will need to be also taken care of. This here is just an image showing where is each position of your pilots. It's not important for the game, just a little fluff. And here below we actually have a turn order and how the bombing action works, because your objective is to get to here and then at the end of your turn perform the bombing action, which gets some dice roll modifiers depending in which status is your airplane at that time. Turn order is quite simple. Let me show you. Move and perform one action. Simple as that. Draw and resolve one flight event, and then you resolve combat or some other events, and end of turn, if you over the target, resume bombing action. So you will always move and do one action, and those actions are: you can increase your speed for one action, you can increase your altitude for one action, or you can remove stress from one crew member. Or you can also use a special these actions, but I'll need to assign them to these crew members. You can also perform the same action twice, meaning you can increase speed twice or you can increase your altitude twice. But since your airplane is really like it's not really good right now. It's a prototype that's hardly working. So if you exceed the number of actions, that's the one, so you do something twice, you have to roll a die, and then depending on the die roll, actually you don't roll a die, no, you just get a malfunction. Something's gonna break, so you're pushing your airplane more than it's capable to do so right now, because as I said, it's just barely holding out. All right, so now before I start, so I shuffle the deck, I place everything on these cubes of the starting position, and last thing is I need to assign these special actions, repair and heal. So with the repair you can basically repair one of these parts, because this is a kind of like a large bomber which crew can actually walk around it. There are like passageways, and it's a magnificent airplane, but it's also really fragile because some things are not tested. So there are 6 of these, 3 of each, 3 heal and 3 repair, and I have to assign them to each crew different. So I might say my cockpit gunner is going to be a repair guy, my left wing gunner is going to be a healing guy. Let's say this guy also heals, this guy repairs, heal and repair. Now you can only use this action unless you don't have any stress on yourself. If you have a stress, you actually have to roll a die. You decide to use an action, roll a die on a 5 or 6, it's going to be successful. If not, you're going to remove it. It's going to be completely failure, because it can be used only once per game. But if you don't have any stress, automatically you can do that action, and that breaks the rule of one movement and action per turn. Basically, you can always do this anytime at the beginning, or actually you can use this anytime during a turn. So even if someone gets hurt, you can immediately perform it. Yeah, these are the special actions. As I said, once per game, but if you have stress, they can actually fail. And if you have a complete stress, like this guy has a 2 stress, he can't perform this action at all. So you have to lower the stress and then try to do it. All right, now the playthrough. Let's play a few turns. Let me show you how it works. So first thing first, I need to explain these red circles. We already know we got some like additional red cards inside this deck because of them, but they also affect how you're gonna perform like flight events. After I move and do my action, I have to draw 1 card. Now the first card I can decide to use it as an icon or keep it as resolving events and then draw the other card to use it as an icon. You'll see how that works. But on these red spots, if I there are 4 types of events or icons. There is an icon with a little like a wrench, which means something broke on the airplane. There is an icon with the radar, which means they are detecting you. Icon with planes, which means you're gonna get attacked, so you're gonna have combat. And icon with little like a officer's cap of the crew, so that's a crew event. So if I draw a card with a crew icon and I draw the second card, I just read from the second card, I just read like what happens to the crew. Or I can keep the first one and choose the second one to be the icon and then consult the first card, which event I'm gonna play. But on the red spots, if I draw either how it's called, attack, if I draw the attack, that's icon with the little airplanes, I have to resolve the attack. It's just gonna happen because these are the like dangerous parts. On yellow I can do like I said, I can choose, or I can just, you know, draw a card and that's gonna be my icon and choose to resolve it. Let me show you how that works. So we're gonna move here and I'm gonna perform. Oh yeah, before we do that, I need to get 3 malfunctions on this table. So I roll a d10 and d6 and you will see everything is like marked with little number. So let's see. So I got 7 and I take one of these yellow cubes. Yellow cubes means it is like damaged or malfunctioning, but still working, kind of. It's not completely, you know, inoperative. So number 7 is jet engine. All right, well, in this case actually I have to go here and see which of the jet engines is not working. Now jet engines actually cannot be damaged or malfunctioning, they just not inoperative. So right from the start, one of our jet engines is not gonna oh wait, that's actually d6 roll. As you can see, they are marked from 1 to 6. Let's see which one jet engine is already 6. So jet engine 6 is inoperative. So I don't place I can place a yellow cube here just to know that something is not working, but it can't be repaired. Just the knowledge, you know, one of the jet engines. All right from the start, one jet engine is not working, which means I will never get the speed of 900 because non-operative things cannot be fixed. All right, the next thing, let's see. Is number 6, and that's one of the MG turrets. All right, so one of the MG turrets will be damaged. Now they can be repaired. So I'm gonna put one yellow here. You put the red one here when all of them are basically damaged. So let's see, they also 1 to 6. So one of the MG turrets is damaged. That's number 3. The cockpit MG turret is not working right now. All right, which is this one here behind the cockpit, this one. And the last thing that's gonna be damaged is number 10, and that's hydraulics. Ooh, okay. Now some of these, if they are inoperable, you lose a mission, like a bomb. That's why they have this little like a mark here, you can see. Bomb release system, or if the atomic bomb is like completely inoperable damage, you can't do your mission, so it's gone. Rather, it's completely inoperable, your airplane is just gonna fall. Same thing with the, let me see, jet engine. If like all 6 of them are gone, you're just gonna fall. Cockpit, like if the cockpit is completely destroyed, yeah, your pilots and co-pilots, which is also bombardier, will die, and that's it. They can live, but the cockpit is gonna be destroyed. I guess they're gonna just fall out from the airplane. All right, so right from the start we have some problems. Let me just check what happens when I have hydraulics that are like damaged but not completely destroyed. Okay, so here's the thing. Speed of the aircraft cannot be exceed 400 kilometers per hour. So I cannot go above this right now with the damaged hydraulics, and if they are completely inoperable, then draw a number besides that I cannot exceed more than 400 km/h. The enemies, when they attack me, they also get +1 pass, so it's easier for them to catch me up and shoot at me. Okay, so those are damages. Now we're gonna move and we're gonna decide to do one action. So as I said, either remove stress or increase speed or altitude, or do it twice, but then I have to roll for another malfunction. I'm actually thinking to do it twice and increase my speed and my altitude together. Now normally I could only do one of them, but I'm gonna do like twice, so you can spread like speed and altitude, or twice in altitude or twice the speed. And now we're gonna roll for another malfunction, because knowing this game I have to gain a speed and altitude as much as I can right from the start. And we have a 10. That's hydraulics. They are now inoperable. Alright, so I cannot fix them anymore, which means I cannot exceed a speed more than 400, which is kind of really bad, because the more speed you have, you can actually cancel some of these attacks and passes of the enemies. And also, yeah, now they have a +1 pass when they attack me, so I'll have to keep that in mind. I'm keeping this thing that I wrote. Normally you would have like a little, like a helping, like a page to just know all this stuff, which I'm gonna import. The game is not completely finished. So after I do this, now we're gonna draw one flight event. So as I said, the first card, okay, let me show you the card. So this is the icon I was talking about. So this is one of these radar events. So I can either choose to use this icon, which means the second card I drew, I'm gonna check this little list and I'm just gonna look the radar event. So I can do that, or I keep this for the events and draw the second card for the icon. I'm actually gonna use the radar event. So I'm gonna keep the icon, which means I'm drawing the second card, and I'm looking just, oh, did I shuffle? Oh yeah, probably I did. Okay, let me shuffle. Let me shuffle this again. All right, so I'm checking my radar event. It says if your altitude is under 7,000 meters, increase detection by 2. Yes, it is. So my detection goes here. Now it's in yellow and +1, and these accumulate. So what this means is, well, they not exactly accumulate, but the yellow and red accumulate, but not the numbers, and I'll explain what this means. So if I get attacked on the yellow space, the attack's gonna have +1 pass, because yellow means how many passes. If I get attacked on the red space and I'm here, I'm gonna get more attacks by the enemy airplanes. Right now they have a +1 pass, but they also have +1 because my hydraulics are completely busted. Okay, not a big deal. We're gonna continue. Nothing bad happens, so turns go really fast in this game. So gonna move. I'm gonna increase my altitude, and do I want to repair something while I can? Yes, I'm gonna use this repair token, and I'm gonna repair this MG turret. So it's going to be repaired, which means I can also remove this cube. Alright, let's draw some cards. Alright, so this is one of those cards where the attack is gonna happen. You can see this little icon with 3 airplanes, and I'm standing on the red, which means I have to resolve the attack. In this case, I draw the second card and I... Oof, okay. So these are those bad cards. Now if I draw one of these cards, I would just look here, but since I draw one of these always turn into attack, so I don't look at the icons or anything. I just gonna get intercepted by the wings. So let's look what's happening right here. So I'm flying somewhere around above the France, and my altitude is not that good and my speed is not that good. As I said, this airplane is like, you know, not I mean, it's carrying the atomic bomb, but it's almost gonna fall from the sky. So 6 attacks. We're gonna put this on 6. Now, if I have some altitude and speed, I could actually lower this number of attacks. And I can tell you, let me show you, just a second. So if my speed was 500 kilometers per hour or more, I would shoot first, which means when they attacking me, there is a chance I would shoot some airplanes before they actually be able to shoot at me. Right now it is not, so we will shoot simultaneously. So basically they will shoot me and I'll shoot them. If my speed was over 700 kilometers per hour, they would lose 1 pass. Okay, right now they have 1 pass, so they would not be able even to pass me to attack me. This would be a failed attack. But since my hydraulics are gone, this will go to 2. And I'm standing here on yellow, so that's gonna go 1 more. So they're gonna have 3 passes with 6 attacks. I can't do nothing about that. If my altitude was 10,000 meters or more, I could remove 2 attacks. And if I'm on 15,000, they can't even attack me. And if I'm on 900 kilometers per hour, actually above 700, they would not be able even to attack me. But that's not going to happen on this close here. Maybe here that could be done, or maybe not. I don't know. But that's the situation right now. So let me show you this card. They're going to perform 6 attacks with 3 passes. So 6 attacks multiplied by 3, and they hit on air 8+, and I also hit on 8+. The hit system works the same for them and for me. And I can only shoot with the left wing machine gun turret, right wing machine gun turret, and the cockpit machine gun turret. And lucky me, I fixed one. So I can shoot with 3 turrets. Okay. And after each attack, we're gonna resolve. So they're gonna attack me once, then I'm gonna attack them once, and so on and so on. So let's do the combat and you'll see how that works. That's why we have this little track here to track how many attacks and how many passes. So attack number 1, I'm gonna push this here, and I'm gonna roll for them, and then I'm gonna roll for myself. All right. That's a 5, so that's a miss. Attack number 4. That's a 12, that's a hit. So now we're gonna check where they hit me. Number 2, they hit the atomic bomb, so it's damaged. Great. Okay. Attack number 3. That's a 3. That's a miss. They need 8 or more. This is attack number 2. 14. That's a hit. Let's see what they hit. 7 is jet engine, so one of the jet engines. Number 4. Jet engine number 4 is inoperative. Bam. And the last attack is a hit. 8. That's another jet engine. Number 1. Well, this could be really, you know, short game. Okay, that was the pass number first pass. Now I'm gonna shoot them. And if I manage to kill some of them, I'm gonna lower the number of attacks basically. Right now it's on 6, but we'll see. Maybe I'm gonna, that's basically 6 planes. Alright, so I can shoot 3 times. I also hit on 8+. So let's do that. Okay, that's a hit. So 1 airplane is gone. That's another hit. Another airplane is gone. And that's another hit. So they only have 3 planes left, but this is now the second pass. Okay, attack number 1. Actually, yeah, number 1. Then I'm gonna move it. That's a 7 miss. Attack number 2. That's a 10. That's a hit. They hit number 3, which is a bomb release system. Oof, damn it. And last attack. That's a hit. Number 4 is a rudder. Damn. And now I shoot at them. This will be the last pass. Come on. I need 3 hits. 12. Gone. Oh, that's a 3. That's a miss. Okay, it stays on 2. And that's a 7. That's a miss. So 2 more planes and the last pass. They're gonna shoot me 2 times. That's a hit. 6 is MG turret, so one of the turrets gonna hit, so one of these gunners gonna get hit. Let's see which one. That's a cockpit MG. It's damaged. And now we're gonna check what happens to this guy here. We draw a card and we look the bottom. Crew member crit, crew dead. They killed him. Bam, right from the start this guy died. Okay, and let's see. That's a 7. That's a miss. And airplanes are gone. Let me put this, actually let me keep it here, so no more attacks or passes. So that was the combat round. My airplane is like riddled with bullets, lots of stuff is damaged, and the A-bomb is damaged. Let me see what happens if I don't manage to fix it. So even if I drop the bomb, I have to roll a dice on 1 to 3, it's not gonna explode. Bomb release system also, before I drop the bomb, I'm gonna roll a die. If 1 or 3, it's not gonna drop the bomb and it's not gonna work. So that's gonna be failure. Rudder, let me see with the rudder. Just a second. Oh yeah, with the rudder I forgot one more action I can do. If my rudder is working, it's not like damaged or inoperable, I can actually for an action remove this detection down 1 space. But now I can't do that because it's really damaged. Alright, let's continue. So I'm gonna move. I think I'm gonna increase the speed. And I'm gonna use one of these repairs. By the way, you can use only once per turn. Yeah, go on, but I can use 1. And I'm thinking I'm gonna fix my rudder. Let's do that for now. And then let's see what happens here. Okay, I can keep this as a malfunction icon, or I can draw another one. I really don't want any more malfunction, so I'm gonna draw another one. It's still malfunction. So I'm looking this icon, but I'm looking on this card which one's gonna happen. Lucky for me, no event. So that was actually good for me. No malfunction events. We continue here. I'm gonna push my altitude and I'm gonna repair atomic bomb. I get some wires got loose. I'm just gonna fix them up for now. And that's gonna be that. Let's see. Oh, we have the another attack. So let's see. All right. So I'm looking this here. 3 attack planes with 1 pass, but don't forget I get a +1 more pass, so 2, and +1 more because my hydraulics are completely busted. So 3 passes with 3 airplanes. My speed is still not, well, I can't even exceed, I think I can't exceed the speed of 400. Let me check. Yeah, because of the hydraulics. Yeah, this is now maximum speed. If I could gain 1 more, I would be able to lower the number of passes they got. Okay, well, you're gonna have the fight and they're gonna also shoot first. I mean simultaneously, but I always roll for them first and then I roll my stuff. Alright, let's try. And let me check something. Cockpit MG can shoot a left wing and right wing. Well, this guy cannot shoot anymore. He's dead. So I only have 2 attacks. And they need 10+ to hit. Okay, well, let's hope. First shot is 5. They missed. Second shot. That's a 9. They miss again. And third shot. It's a 13. That's a hit. Okay, let's see what they hit. 12. 12 is a cockpit. It's damaged. And now either pilot or co-pilot is gonna get hit. So let's see who from them is gonna get hit. It's a 6. It's a co-pilot. So I'm gonna put this here. Actually, I don't have to put it there. I just need to draw a card and see what happens to him. Crew member hit 2 stress, so he just gets 2 stress. Alright, that was the first pass. There are 3 airplanes. Now I can shoot, but only 2 times. $13, that's a hit, 1 airplane gone. 7, that's a miss. So 2 airplanes left, second pass. Okay, they shoot at me. 15, that's a hit. And it's gonna hit number 14, which is electrical system. Okay, let me check electrical system. Oh, I have -1 to my attack rolls because now turrets are not, you know, rotating as they used to be when they didn't get hit. Okay, second attack. That's a 10, that's a hit. On 7, that's another jet engine is gonna go away unless they hit the same one that's already destroyed. It's a number 4. Okay, the same one, so just structural damage. Okay, 2 airplanes left. With the it's gonna be last pass after that. Okay, let's try to shoot them down. I have 2 attacks, 10+. 11, that's a hit, destroyed, and the second one is a 10, that's also hit, they're destroyed. So they're not gonna be the last pass. Okay, I can keep this here again. Alright, we survived that too. So we are slowly moving toward America. Maybe we succeed to drop the bomb. Here's the thing though. I need to get to 10,000 feet, and I'm thinking, should I push my altitude? But before I do that, damn, I don't have any more repairs, only heals. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna push my speed twice. And let's see what's gonna break. Oh no, that's number 3, which means my bomb release system is now inoperative, which means I cannot release the bombs. Well, that would be the end of the game. So our crew members will just now return back to Germany. Mission failed. We didn't execute the last order of the madman to drop the bomb, and Americans never knew that they actually survived this really bad experience they would have if this crazy suicide mission even happened to be. Sadly, our cockpit gunner died. The rest of the crew members, when they landed, they got captured, and that's the end of this story. So that's the game. As you can see, it's really fast, short game. Not much about setup. A low number of components. Easy to make a PMP print and play. Sorry. And if you like something like this, I'm gonna post files very soon on BGG, so you can download and play it when you have some time. In any case, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. And if you like the stuff I'm working on and I'm putting online for free, just put another like. It's not much, but it helps the channel, I guess, so more people will find out about this game, and maybe some gets actually published. All right, see you next time, and goodbye.